Good afternoon. My name is Marie Peckham, and this is Amber Rose Floral Design. We're going to be going over building a wedding bouquet. So we're going to start with the base, so to speak, of the bouquet. And what I like to do is I start to add in the rose. This is a garden rose. And you're basically working your roses and greenery around each other. And this will help to get the stems a nice narrow angle, so it's easier for the bride to hold. If you notice, each rose is actually wired, thanks to my lovely helper, who doesn't like to wire, but she gets over it. That's how, and the reason for that is to keep the rose, in case you can manipulate it better, and you don't have to really worry about the rose actually breaking. So I'm going to continue on here. Next greenery I'm going to use is called Italian Ruscus, and we're going to add this to the bouquet. So Italian Ruscus has a great textured wild look to it, and this particular bouquet is actually supposed to have a nice organic shape, so that's why we're going to be going with that. We have some beautiful dahlias from one of our local suppliers, Russell's Mills Flower Company. Make sure you check them out. We also like to use Dahlia Shed out in Portsmouth, Rhode Island. So here we have some fun little dahlias. So primarily the color scheme here is a nice green and white, little touch of silver from this silver dollar eucalyptus that we're using. With me here. I usually try to build a bouquet in one hand, but sometimes you have to kind of switch hands, especially when the hands kind of get all jammed up here. All right. So we're going for this nice organic shape. And let's grab more greens. So as we build the bouquet, you can see that we are keeping like a wild feel to it. This is a good way for us to keep that style that the bride is looking for. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to add in some different elements. This is called Veronica. I don't know why, but it's a pretty name. So Veronica's in there. And again, that's also giving it that nice wild organic feel. So we'll add in some Veronicas. Thanks, Veronica. And move from that. And then we have more of these gorgeous, huge dahlias from my friends that are wonderful people. It's all about keeping it local, keeping it fresh. That's what we try to do. I have to stand up for a minute because it starts to get a little complicated sitting the whole time. And then comes the all too popular ranunculus, which is kind of a ridiculous name to say. Notice my pun? Okay. So ranunculus too, we add that in. Again, it's really coming together with a nice textured feel, nice wild feel. You could really go ahead and add some more greens. Then we have these really fun things. These are called proteas. There's probably a more fancier name to them, but I'm just going to call it protea. It's kind of like from a tropical, I don't know, I'm probably making that one up. So we'll put that right in there. That adds a little bit of a tone. Oh, we might only go. All right, we'll move on from there. And so it's a really pretty flower to add in. As we go on, so usually usually does take me a while to make a bouquet, I'm not gonna lie, so I don't know how long this is gonna take us. I really like to sit there and feel out each flower to make sure they're in the right spot and connect with it, so to speak. I like to connect with my bouquets. If that makes any sense? It does to me, and that's all that matters. So, add in more of that stock flower. And my camera person's trying not to laugh at me. I make complete and nonsense most of the time. There we go. Look at that. You really want to make sure each flower is displayed. Like right now, this dahlia is kind of getting squished in there. I don't like that. Each flower is its own identity, if that makes sense. So, there we go. And we'll add some more of these little fun dahlias. We'll get some more ranunculus, veronicas. Nope, hold on. Let's throw in some more rustics first. A little bit of that. And again, if you notice, I'm still kind of crossing everything because we want it to be narrow so it's not so bulky for her to hold. So she's got enough things to hold that day, I guess. And sometimes you kind of have to shake things out to make sure that you have enough loose manipulation of your flowers. And that dahlia, man, it's not cooperating. Take you right out of the bunch. All right, try that again. Go on here. Again, we're starting to get that nice feel that we're going for. And we start to add in more of that silver dollar uke. I'm not looking at the camera, so too bad. I'm more engaged with my bouquet than I am with you, but we can talk about it later if you want. Yeah. Alright, so looking at this thing, I need to add, I'm going to try to keep it even whereabouts. So I think on this side, we'll throw in some more of that stock. As well as framing in some more of these dahlias. Get too far away from the organic feel. I'm dropping things. So adding in more greens is always a good way to counteract it becoming too moundy. We want to really make sure that. Hold on, bear with me for a minute. I'm losing it. There we go. You want to make sure that that does still continue to be like an organic shape. So it's good. Good to kind of add in the greenery where necessary. So we'll add in a few more of these ranunculus. These to me, again, my helper went ahead and wired these two. She knows better. So what I'll end up doing is wiring it all during this video, and then it'll be about 2 hours long. So thank my helper. There. Okay, let's go with some more Veronica. Let's make that happen. There we go. Get a little wild. All good. And we're about close to the end here. Lucky for you. Let's see if we can add some more dahlias in. They are gorgeous. Great, I broke something. Alright, we'll just put that aside. So again, really trying to keep control of your bouquet is important too. It's not the easiest thing. It's like a lot of things in life you can't control. Sometimes it's a bouquet. So, here we go. And let's put one more little stalk in here. How's that? Wow. And so we're going to add a little bit more of that silver dollar uke just around it. I keep it one-handed so you can do this. Yeah, I like that. All right, our last piece of ruscus. There we go. It's in now. So as you notice, these stems are wicked long. That gets to be, oh, there we go again. It gets to be a little tricky when you're trying to now tape the bouquet, because now you got to tape everything to so it works. So I like to just go ahead and clip those off. I'll have somebody come sweep that up later. No worries. Right. I don't go crazy clipping it. I don't want to cut it too short, just because it's the day before an event and we want to make sure that those flowers get enough hydration. And if you cut it too short, then things kind of get a little complicated. If they can't, all the stems can't reach the water, which I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you that, but good. I think we're close to the end. We'll add that last piece of Veronica. There she is. She goes in there. And we get all our stock in. We have these beautiful dahlias. All right. So I will trim the stems a little bit more. I don't want it to be, you know, I gotta make sure I have a bucket that's enough. But there is a trick, because any good bouquet should be able to stand on its own. Just killed it right there. So, all right, that's my story. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna continue to play with this thing. If you want to get a nice close-up of it, here we go. And that's it. That's the story right there.